right, folks. The Oregon just announced the arrival of your man, Adolphus A.D. Morse, in the top NRG Stadium. I love these rooms, man. You get just sequestered away and just sit back and I just watch an empty stadium. Of course, for one time, I wasn't too sure if the folks thought the Texans played today, and that's another story. I'm not gonna get bogged down in the paralysis of analysis. That's right, folks. Your Houston Texans today defeated their AFC South rival, the Jacksonville Jaguars, 24-20. And boy, I tell you what, wasn't a thing of beauty. It's not a classic, but you know what? Like D'Amico Ryan said today, I'll take a victory any kind of way. We take it. He took it. And oh, by the way, the gentleman that you see there, that's not a highway patrolman that with his shooting glasses on. That's my friend. That's my good man, good friend, longtime companion, Elwin Henderson, the Gilbert Mirror. Been a while because he's been covering games on the northern part of the country. Got a chance to come back to Houston today and got a chance to catch the Jaguars and the Texans today. Elwin, good afternoon. I know you're on the road. This is our feature. This used to be a normal feature. We still got to get a sponsor for this part of Elwin on the road as he head back to Gilbert. But anyway, Texans, Jaguars today. Your initial thoughts?
Well, I think the first thing, D'Amico summed it up real well in his post-game press conference when he said, I don't think there's any such thing as an ugly win. And in the National Football League, I have to agree with that, although that third quarter and all but the last 2 minutes and 39 seconds of the fourth quarter was like watching grass grow or paint dry. But like we've known forever and ever, in the NFL, you're talking one or two plays that decide the outcome of a game. There's no such thing hardly ever as blowouts in the NFL. And you knew coming into today with the Jaguars sitting at 0-3, and they are a better team than what their record shows. And they've had a good number of injuries, of course, that's contributed to that. But you just knew coming in this was going to be one of those battle it out to the end of the game, and very possibly the team that got the ball last would win the game. So it's exciting to see them get to win and go to 3-1, and just as importantly, 2-0 in the AFC South. But as D'Amico said, you got to be worried about those blooming penalties. That for whatever reason, it's like they're getting paid to commit a penalty or something with the number they're having. Well, I think this is third game in a row, at least 12 penalties in the game. And sooner or later, like maybe next week when you come up against Buffalo, you have 12 penalties against them, and you're not even going to be in the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I won't disagree. In fact, that's the clip I'm going to play. You know, it's almost like I'm seem to be the one that having to bring this up. 2 weeks ago I brought it up against them when they had 12 penalties for 115 yards, and they won the ball game. Last week they had 10 penalties. You know, and this is the third week in a row they have been double digit penalties.
Yep.
Again, they tied their record for 12 penalties today, and obviously I'm gonna let the coach speak for himself, but it just, man, I tell you, there's a such thing as effort penalties. You know, when you actually out there doing effort, then there's certain things, because I'm sitting there looking at this, I gave this young man plenty, accolades at the first game of the year, Kenyon Green, but he got a couple of being illegal downfields, and I think a holding penalty today.
Yep.
But the one being illegally downfield, that's the one that sort of go like, dude, I know you got to get within a couple of yards of the line of scrimmage. They allow you, they'll fudge it a little bit, but darn, he was so far out down there, man. It didn't make sense. It really didn't. And,
no.
And those are the things I think that what drives D'Amico crazy, is, I don't effort, get a holding penalty, but the motion, the jumping off sides, you're right. It's going to turn around and it's going to bite them so square back up in there, then re-end, man, and it's going to cost them a game. I'm going on record. It's really going to cost them a game, and for some reason, I'm not sure exactly when or how they plan on getting this done, but it's going to really cost them the game. But anyway, let's let the coach go ahead and try to,
And then there are some things that's just mind penalties. When do you start making the differentiation? Because some of these things today, I mean, it's a continuation for the last 3 weeks. When do you start making from effort and then just mental mistakes that you continue to make?
And the penalties that bug me the most, and we have to get off of our tape and off of our team, is the mental penalties. That's the ones I can't stand and I can't go for it. Like, we have to play smart. If we want to be a good football team, you have to play the game smart. And we talk about, we look at other teams around the league and we have meetings on these things, and guys just have to own up to it and be man enough to stand up and just play the game the right way. A lot of them just bonehead penalties that are, it's uncalled for, right? You don't need those. They're not helping us at all. When we have positive things that happen to us, and we're going backwards. We're in field goal range, and we go backwards because of our own mistakes. So again, seem like I'm a broken record every time I stand up here, the Texans have to get out of the Texans' way for us to be a good team.
Yeah, Elwin. I mean, I can't say any better than that, man. Like I said,
No.
The Texans are not getting out of their way. The Texans are fortunate enough that, big time last game, heroics, a dynamite game by Nico Collins today, 12 catches, 151 yards, 1 TD longest. But him and CJ Stroud has worked out that what we call the scramble drill approach. But when CJ starts scrambling, start moving around back there, Nico Collins presents a very big target, and he knows how to make himself real big at the right time, but yet he can make himself small. And what I found so unique about this situation, and the fact that the Texans at the quarter mile post are 3-1. That's a good thing.
Yep.
They stunk up the place in Target. I mean, up in Minnesota, but that was last week. That's the NFL. Let's face it. That is the NFL, folks. But the thing about it today, that was redemption. You can come back, because I guarantee you, everybody's gonna get a direct deposit tomorrow. In their paycheck. So we can hem and haw about it. They're gonna get it worked out. I know they're gonna get it worked out, because I'm sure D'Amico is tired of me having to bring that issue up. But I would be remiss if I did not bring it up, because that's not part of what he called playing clean football.
Exactly.
And again, I'm going back to the point. Effort penalties are one thing. The mental and the stupid penalties are another. And to me, a lot of these things, particularly the mental penalties on the offsides and all that, holding to me is an effort penalty. And let's face it, the referees can call holding every play, every down.
Oh,
they can call hold. And I would call that part of the effort play. But a lot of this other stuff, I'm just like, ugh. You want to sit there and go like, really, what's going on? Dar Agumawale, got the 3-yard touchdown pass, but the thing about it, Dar was what made him critical. And folks that don't remember, last year, Dar had to fill in for Akami Fairbairn. He had pulled. It was last year when he pulled and he had to wind up kicking a field goal. I was messing with him the other day, other than the locker room. I said, I asked him, I said, what day do you actually go out there and actually be kicking? And, he said, no, I'm going out there. I said, so how far would you test your leg? And he said, I'll step out about at least 45 yards. And I'm going like, really?
Wow.
Yeah. He said he felt confident he could actually kick one at 45 yards. But the reason I'm sort of bringing that up, Dar is sort of like that Swiss Army knife that he has been able to step in there. Joe Mixon's been out with injuries. Damian Pierce has been out, and so he's had to come in. He's had to come in and fill in. Cam Akers, I thought, was adequate today, but not a lot of good blocking, to get him out of the way. And I think really, after that first game they had against the Indianapolis Colts, with the way they were. And I know teams are looking at, they looked at film and trying to stop the run. But the Texans are really gonna have to get back. They're gonna have to figure out the way to get the run game back. And I
Oh
don't
yeah.
think, and we can sit up here and say, well, let's get Joe Mixon back. Okay, all that's fine and dandy. But you know what? Joe and Joe was I'm looking at the blocking scheme, the pattern, what they've done. A lot of teams have actually started, daring the Texans to to throw the ball, and guess what? They throw it. Interesting touchdown today. I'm gonna let Dar talk about. Yeah, he scored the winning touchdown, but Dar was critical on that drive because he was a check down route. And that was critical on that drive, on that check down route. He took it and made a sizable gain out of it. And I want to let Dar talk about that.
But then you turn a small play to a big game.
Yeah, man. We always talk about check downs, first downs, touchdowns. So CJ, he had to get the ball out of his hands, and I was able to make a play. So help the team out, move the chains, and that's what I tried to do on third down.
That was it. Quick and easy. Check down. I sort of Dar. He was quick and to the point. But yeah. To me, that was critical. Being on, understanding the quarterbacks and being on the same page. And so, we take everything in consideration. Again, let me, I'm amplifying Coach D'Amico Ryans, you can say, and I mentioned, nope, I don't think you're gonna want to see. This is not gonna be one of them instant classics on ESPN. But you know what?
No.
This is the NFL, folks. I'm already looking at some scores, looking at some afternoon games and looking at the scores and everything where we are from those particular ball games, Elwin. So, any one of the other two things, I know you on the road, and I want to let while you got the sun and everything else before you get out of range. Anything else that just sort of stood out that what's interesting, you probably, if you and I on the same page on this one. In the middle of the ball game, particularly in the third quarter, I really thought that Jacksonville, about the 5-minute mark, I thought the Jacksonville Jaguars had actually gone ahead and pulled the Texans whole card because I thought they really, but somehow or another, the defense made a stand and the offense done just enough. So, that's my quick two cents on that. You want to pick it up and take it from there?
Yeah, you're absolutely right about the defense. They played lights out, and Lord, stopping them at the 1 yard line on 4th and goal on that Trevor Lawrence sneak, that's what gave them the opportunity to get that final drive at the end of the game. I firmly believe if they hadn't gotten the stop there, I firmly believe that there's no doubt Jacksonville would have won that game. I was scared coming down thinking Jacksonville is better than an 0-3 team. And one or two plays, as we talk about over and over and over in the game, is it. And I felt like it was a trap game for the Texans. And, of course, especially coming off of that blowout loss in Minnesota last week against the Vikings. But that one stop to me is what made the difference. And I think the offense just said, hey, we're going to have to find a way since the defense prevented us. At that point, as you know, AD, they would have gone down by 10 points if Lawrence gets in there because it was 20-17 at the time. So they'd have gone down by 10 points, and that would have really been tough. But the other thing that pops into my head, you're talking about Nico and the great game he had today and the great job he's done all season long. I found it really interesting when somebody asked, well, do you game plan this where Nico's going to be the target? And I love D'Amico's answer. We didn't game plan anything. He was the open guy on the play. Nico has that extreme talent and capability to go out there and find a way to get open. And of course, part of what allows him to find that way to get open is when the pocket starts breaking down and CJ's got to scramble and run around. That gives Nico time to get open, and CJ, with his scrambling ability, time to find him. So I think that's a big key, is the mere fact of those two guys' talent is going to keep a lot of plays going. And even if it's nowhere close to what was called, they're just going to scramble, do the scramble drill, and find out a way to make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, you talking about unscripted. I mean,
Yes.
and that's the thing. I mean, you know what? That I think basically that's probably. I'm not sure that if that's a play, if that's on part of Bobby Slowick's play sheet. He probably ought to, under the 15, probably 16 unscripted. I don't know what the hell we gonna do. But you know what? Basically what it is, CJ gonna make is at a certain point, and here's where I think that the Texans were very fortunate, and I think we're seeing this now. The Texans were fortunate in the standpoint we didn't have to pick first last year.
No.
And they are fortunate, and I think you're seeing this now. The fact that this young man at Ohio State, and his calmness, his demeanor.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's because, and I don't have the clip there, but I'll probably put it out because I asked him about that. That the question in the presser about that last 40 seconds, 105 down to the 40 seconds, and he said, "Well, and he admitted because we were up in the press box saying, are they playing for a tie?" But realistically, everybody kept saying, I cannot believe they're playing for a tie, especially when they got down on the 3-yard line. But really, he said, no. He said, it was sort of like playing confusion because 10 seconds basically ran off. And that's what we were, everybody up there going like, hey, guys, and he said, and the thing about it, CJ is a student of the game.
Yes.
And the thing about it, he reiterated the fact there's been several, there were several games right the first week, like one score game, at the last moment. He said, our bottom line was, we knew we had the field goal in our pocket, but the bottom line, as far as we were concerned, was not to lead in with any time on the clock. So when they finally got the ball back, I think 18 seconds left.
18 seconds, yep. 18
seconds left and no timeouts. And that was a unique thing about it. That's what made Dar's catch, and his check down on reception. That forced them to burn another timeout that I'm pretty sure they weren't ready to burn. But that reception caused him to have to go burn a timeout. So hey, it worked out, but again, I'm starting to sound like Coach Ryan, the broken record. If they play like this with these penalties, although I do not expect the Buffalo Bills to come in here and be like the Buffalo Bills were last Monday night or Sunday night when they just but I guarantee you one thing, they're gonna come in here. And we got some folks coming back home. Ed Oliver will be coming back home, so it's going to be an Ed Oliver section in here and everywhere. So it's going to be interesting next week. And me having gone to Buffalo, having experienced that, as one of the few places I know most folks walk around and we have a 6-pack drinking beer. Up there,
it's a case up there, isn't it?
Yeah, they walk around with 18 and 24, and just walk around. Hey, you want a beer? It's the damnedest thing you ever want to see in your life. Bills Mafia. If you never experienced the Bills Mafia, you need to experience it. Now, I'm not going up there when all that snow in the stadium. I can tell you that, but
no,
I won't do that. But I can tell you. To experience that, before I cut you loose, the Stephon Diggs touchdown, that was going to, even though he got credited with a 6-yard run, I'm almost definite that was going to be a throwback to CJ. Stephon taking the ball and throwing a pass.
I think
was
so
going
too.
to be a throwback. But it was almost like the parting of the Red Sea when he looked up there, and all of a sudden you could have drove about 4 semis through that hole way it opened up, and he just took it in and took the 6-yard. But and I didn't get a chance because I'm in the locker room right there. I don't know if Stephon got out early or not. Probably had to catch up with him later or find somebody else. But I'm almost definite that was a throwback that was going to go into CJ. But they covered it well. But then the thing about it left the Red Sea. Hey, Elwin, as we get ready to shut this puppy down and get ready for next Sunday, final points for you as you roll down 59 now, or 60, whatever they call it. What do they call it? 69 or 59 or whatever. I was raised on 59.
Well, it's 69. It's 69 until you get I guess maybe almost back to Humble, and then it goes to 59. So yeah, I'm on 59 now. I ran out of 69.
Okay.
But I guess my final thoughts would be just like D'Amico said. I guess I would disagree with him a little. I've been pro, but a win is a win is a win, and to be sitting at 3-1 and in my mind, more importantly, 2-0 in the division is huge. The Texans did redeem themselves. That's all it.
Hey, man, did you lock up there? Or you might have got out of range and wasn't sure. I think Elwin might have gotten out of range. Hey, man, safe travel down the road. I'm gonna go ahead and cut you loose. CA37. I appreciate you chiming in. Your thoughts on how the new kickoff rule is going? I'm gonna have a blunt answer for you. I don't like it. I'll be candid with you. I think it sucks. I know what the NFL is trying to get done, but I watched the XFL and all in USFL and them, with last year with it and the year before with this new kickoff rule, and it was tried with experimental. I think you still have things you got to get done, and to me. Now I see what's going on. The kickers are just going ahead and just booming the ball into the end zone. So until I and I don't know if this is going to be permanent, but I tell you what makes it hard when you sit down and watch all the college games and high school games, particularly on Fridays and Saturday, particularly all day Saturday, watching all the college games and the way they do on their kickoffs, and then they turn around and come here and look at this, and I sort of go like. And really, in my mind, I'd be saying, is this the NFL or the USFL? And then really, it's CA37. That's where I'm at. I'm not warming to it. I'm gonna be candid with you. I am not warming to the new kickoff rule, but I understand why they are doing it. I really do. And so, and to that extent, it's the fact that if you can, keep some injuries and everything, I'll take it. If this is, but. I think we've had one touch. If I recall, I think we've had one touchdown scored on this new format. Frank Ross, and I know I think Frank Ross, the special team coach, I think he's very much still undecided about it. But this is the hand that everybody's dealt with. This is the hand we're gonna deal with this year. Will it stay after this? I don't know. I think and I think we probably might have to get used to it. Now, if the colleges go to this and the high schools go to this, then I think maybe okay. But until then, I'm not feeling it. I don't have a good warm fuzzy feeling. CA37. Appreciate the question, man. I really do. But so I really don't at this point. Hey, folks. Again, final score. The Houston Texans 24, the Jacksonville Jaguars 20. The Texans at the quarter mile post of the first quarter mileposts of the NFL season are 3-1. And I know last week everybody was, a lot of folks is almost like, oh God, the earth was falling. The earth found out the earth was flat or wasn't flat or whatever. It's, I thought some shots were taken. Yeah, teams not going to play well all the time. But bottom line, I'll take this team 3-1 right now because I never predicted that they would go 17-0. I predicted they would go 11-6. So, the losses are the loss. They've already got one, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some more. More, I know for a fact it's going to be some more down the line. The fact that they came away with the victory. You accept the victory and get ready for the Buffalo Bills, who will be here next week. I know I got some colleagues coming in from Western New York will be here. Bills Mafia will be in town. So, let's get ready, get ready to go in there. Let me see. One final. Elvin, you got one final point. I think you popped off and popped back on before I let you go.
Yeah. Well, just like you, I think I'm satisfied that the team is sitting here at 3-1. And I'm like you, I think 11-6, or they might even be able to go 12-5.
All right, buddy. Hey, man, appreciate you. Be careful.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, we'll talk later on, okay? Be careful on the road. All right, take care.
Thanks, AD. Bye-bye.
All right. Yep, folks, 3-1. I'll take it. And anybody else would take it down here. So 3-1, we'll take it. Texans today, CJ Stroud. Again, this young man continued to amaze. 27 of 40, 345 yards, 2 touchdowns today. Quarterback rating 110. I'll take it. Nico Collins, 12 receptions, 151 yards, 1 touchdown. Dara Ogumawale got the winning touchdown today, 3-yard pass. And then Stephon Diggs, which probably would have definitely been a throwback, but he took a 6-yard and he scored. So, folks, enjoy it for what it was, for what it is now. The Astros will be going to the playoffs, and you take it for what it was. Your Texans are 3-1, and nobody said they'll be 4-0. Not pretty, not a work of art, but then our beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so right now, 3-1 is the beholding gift, and you're a Texan fan, accept it for what it is. I'm your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore. Appreciate it, CA37. Yep, Miami. Good win by SHSU. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it, CA37. Yeah, alma mater got Texas State yesterday. In fact, got them here. If I'm not mistaken. I was traveling. Let me just make this final comment. I was remiss. I've been on the road for about 10 days. I was in San Diego, California, as a proud father. Got a chance to pin my son as he's a new chief petty officer in the United States Navy. That was probably one of the most signal honors I had as a father, as a human being, to be able to participate in that ceremony and to really pin my son. Congratulations, young man. Continue. Thank you for your service. Thank you, because at a certain point in the sacrificial time, if the call comes, you got to kiss your wife and kiss your kids and go defend this country. I appreciate it. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your continuing service. I love you. Thank you. Again, this is your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore, getting ready to sign off from NRG Stadium. High top. I'll be somewhere around here next week after the Texans take on the Buffalo Bills, and it should be an interesting contest. Ed Oliver will be coming back in, and a few others. So, as we get ready to shut this little bad boy down, I look to see you next week. Don't forget, if you have not subscribed to us on Facebook, on YouTube, AdMax Corner YouTube channel, please do so. If you have not subscribed to the Houston Roundball Review, go over there. If you're watching us on there, subscribe. jump over there and come back and subscribe to me. I'm trying to catch Chris. Coach Kristen had a big lead, but that's okay. I'll catch him. I appreciate the competition and want to catch him. The fact that he provided the platform for us to be able to get there. And now, while we are a media group. As you see this little logo on the sign, the Houston Roundball Media Group, Review Media Group. Yep, that's who we are. So, without further ado, as we get ready to ride off into the sunset, again, the Texans 24, Jacksonville Jaguars 20. Dolphins AD Moore signing off. I'm out. Ciao, folks. See you next week. And watch for me also on my Instagram, at Max Corner Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and as well as on X or Twitter, whatever they want to call it now. I'm done and I'm out.